Hi everyone, we're going to do a collective reading today. So we're just going to ask for some guidance, and let's see what reading we're supposed to do today. A change of focus, kind of like a how to go in that direction. What's keeping you blocked from the change of direction? I just kind of feel like I'm in a dark tunnel. So if we're in the dark, how do we see the light? Okay. All right. So we're going to use the Spirit Animal Oracle deck just to see if we can figure out what Spirit is trying to guide us with right now. And personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. So Spirit is really asking you to kind of take a moment for yourself and just imagine. It feels like somebody's being asked to find their strength, find their courage, embrace the qualities of that animal that you think of. So let's dive into some light and dark. So this is the tarot of light and shadow. So how we're going to use these is the shadow deck is going to tell us sometimes like what we're not facing. So like the negative. Shadow is not negative. Shadow is more what we have to work through to get to the light. And so like I said, I felt like I was in like a dark tunnel. So somebody's in like a lost in thought. Sometimes it's a dark place when we get kind of like lost in those thoughts. So how do we get out of that? So show us where we're at. The Chariot, you're not moving forward. The Lovers. Two of Wands. So it feels like you're not moving forward. So you could be in a relationship that's not moving in the direction that you want to go in because you have the Chariot, but with the shadow deck, it is basically the reverse of the Chariot, right? And so with the Lovers, it's a choice that needs to be made. So with the Two of Wands, it's also a choice. It's kind of like a stalemate. It's kind of like you're thinking about what could be, but what isn't. So who is it? Is it you that's not making forward progress, or is it a partner that's not making forward progress? Usually I could, determine whether I don't think it's a job. I think it's a relationship. And so it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a business relationship is kind of like what I'm hearing right now, because it doesn't feel like a romantic, but it could be, because I don't know your current situation, right? So if the messages resonate with you, great. If they don't, just leave them here. And personal choice. The Lovers is a choice. It's a union. It's a commitment. But when it's coming from your shadows, it feels like it's something that's not having forward progress, clearly with that Chariot card, right? And so what else? What's keeping us from going forward? So Nine of Swords. So Nine of Swords is overthinking. It's just constant overthinking. And what's keeping us from making the choice is the Hermit. So it feels like you're not making the choice because you're in solitude. You're not really taking those nudges of what you've learned and moving forward. And you're not using what you've been taught. So this is the Hierophant, right? And so our Hierophant, he's a teacher. He's taught. You have been taught a lot with the life lessons that you've been through, right? So it feels like you're not making any forward progress until you get out of your head. So how do they, let's show you with the light cards what it looks like when you get out of your head and you can get that Chariot to move forward. Because yeah, with the Hermit, it's that solitude, right? But it's the solitude before the aha moment. It's the solitude before the epiphany moment. It's the solitude before, let's see, it's the solitude before the wheel of fortune, right? So when that wheel comes up, that's when change happens. So we're going to clarify, my cards are being crazy today. We're going to clarify the Chariot and the Nine of Swords. And so these cards are going to show you what you need to do to go forward, what you need to do to change it. So when you get out of your head, you get the Chariot card. You will have forward progress. You're literally be able to go forward. And are they going forward in their relationship? Are they going forward with business? What is it? Cosmic mirror. So this deck has a cosmic mirror of light and shadow. And so that cosmic mirror means a couple of things. So for one, right now, the feeling that I'm getting is to make that choice, you need to look in the mirror. You need to look at yourself and figure out where you're at and what you want. So it's like your core values. What are your core values? So typically it's the next major arcana card that comes up, and you have strength. So you're not looking at how strong you are. And so once you start looking at how strong you actually are, you'll be able to make that choice and it'll feel right. So stuck in indecision with those Two of Wands, you're just kind of standing there like, I don't know what to do or where to go. And the Hierophant, you're just like at a pause with what you need to do to go forward, just like that Chariot card. The Hierophant, he's a teacher, right? And you're the student. But at this point, you're not the student any longer. You're just not like paying attention to what you need to do to move forward. So what do they need to do to move forward? Queen of Cups. So you need to find that emotional balance. You need to find that emotional clarity so that you can go ahead and make this happen, so that you can move forward with the Chariot. You are going to be stronger for making that choice as long as you're emotionally balanced. Is that right? So we have the Nine of Cups. Yes, wish fulfillment. So that's what you get when you can kind of get out of your head, get out of those thoughts. You'll be able to move forward with that choice. Is this like a relationship, like a union, like an emotional relationship? We're going to just clarify that. Ten of Cups, absolutely. I do think that it is an emotional relationship. So it feels like you're stuck in that emotional relationship. So what do they need to do to get unstuck? They need to be emotionally balanced. They need to get out of their head. So let's clarify the Hierophant. That's funny that I couldn't say that. That's my card. I'm a Taurus. Cosmic mirror again. So we're gonna take the next major arcana card that comes up. Death, transformation, rebirth. So with this relationship, once you figure out what you need to do to get that emotional balance, you'll be able to make some progress in your relationship. You'll find the strength and the courage to go ahead and do that when you realize where you are emotionally, where you're being driven emotionally. That's fantastic. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is remembering who you are. That's literally what I heard. Just remember who you are and what you want. That's all you really, really need to do. Because Knight of Cups, then you'll be able to like move forward and go through the relationship. So remember that you go through trials and tribulations with relationships, but you have to look at the things that are your part. Like, what's your part, right? Like, what am I doing to contribute to the relationship? What am I doing or what am I not doing? So definitely think it's a good idea to get out of your heads. We're going to clarify with just a Rider-Waite card on what it looks like going forward once you've done that. I mean, you have the Ten of Cups. I mean, that is emotional fulfillment. That is doing the work and then becoming emotionally fulfilled. Knight of Pentacles. So our Knight of Pentacles, he's devoted to the process. He's spiritually gifted. He's grounded, but he's not like the Knight of Swords where he's like rushing into it. Take your time. Take it easy. Don't rush the journey. Don't rush this situation because it does actually feel like it has to do with matters of the heart, especially with so many cups. That's what you're trying to fill, right? You're trying to fill your emotional cup. But you just need to do a little work. You just need to do a little healing on your heart. You need to kind of recognize the situations that you've been in and do some healing, because that's really like what it's about, right? So here you have the Ace of Pentacles, and that's your shadow. So in your shadow is the Ace of Pentacles. You're not accepting the gifts that you've been given. You're not accepting your own divine gifts. You're possibly not listening to your intuition. So I would listen to your intuition and don't be hard on yourself, because the Five of Pentacles is typically a card of basically calling yourself out. So don't call yourself out. And then you'll get that mental clarity. Absolutely. So the Queen of Swords, she is mental clarity above all. She's literally above all in the card. And so what does that look like? What do we want to give her? Her. It could be a him or a her. What advice do we want to give them from their future selves? Don't be stuck in a decision. Make a decision. Like that was the first shadow card, was the Lover's card. And it was basically a choice that you're not making. So make that choice. Do what feels right. If you have any questions or want any further guidance, I do personal readings. And as always, subscribe to my channel so that I could reach as many people as possible. But yeah, definitely do some work on yourself. And if you need some help and some guidance, just reach out, email me, and I can be there for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.